Hello, guys, and welcome back to our channel. So, as we remember, in the weekend, we saw India demolishing Australia completely and winning the game by 295 runs. And at the start of the game, we didn't know that India will be winning by such a big margin. We knew India would win the game, but by this margin, we did not imagine because, as we remember, on the first day, we got all out on 150, and after that, our bowlers made a big comeback into the game, dismissing Australia for 104. And then India made a strong reply after that, batted for almost 2 days, Nikhil, and took Australia out of the game and scored 487 with the centuries from Yashasvi Jaiswal, a big 100 from him, and also a much anticipated and much waited 100 by Virat Kohli, his 81st international 100. And due to that, we saw India setting a huge target for Australia of around 550 runs and restricted Australia to 238 and getting a big victory of 295 runs on course to that and taking a lead of 1-0 in the series. So, yeah, we are going to discuss about this in the coming minutes. So, yes, Nikhil, what do you want to say about the demolition done by Bumrah and co in the first game?
So, as we all know, what Bumrah did was fabulous. Actually, we won this match because of him. He single-handedly took 5 wickets in the inning, and after that, we know what he did. First of all, I would like to apologize to our viewers that we couldn't make as we promised, we couldn't make the videos daily because of some technical issues and also some personal issues. We were not able to make. But yeah, Bumrah had a very good day. Other than the batting effort that we saw in the first inning, it was pretty what I would say, like थोड़ा सा ये भी था कि disappointing था that effort. But after that, coming strong with with the ball, it was not a easy task actually. इतना 150 पे all out होना was a demoralizing start actually. बट as we saw कि इंडिया का विकेट्स भी इंडिया का विकेट जा रहा था, वैसे ऑस्ट्रेलिया का भी विकेट जाएगा ही, बिकॉज इफ द पिच इज बिहेविंग इन सम काइंड ऑफ अ वे, दैट डजंट मीन कि वो फटक से चेंज हो जाएगा फॉर ऑस्ट्रेलिया, because we both batted in the same day. Both the teams batted the same day, right? एक ही दिन में बैट किया था, right? फर्स्ट 150
Yes,
पे ऑल आउट फर्स्ट डेब्यू है. So yeah, that is why that was the main thing, because if we remember, at the first day, pitch was green, and on the second day it turned its color to brown. So yeah, that was key for us. I won't say key for us actually, but that was the main factor. We go getting all out at 150 at the before second session ended, right?
yes, just before
Yeah.
the
So that
second wish.
Yeah, that played a huge role actually. If we would have played the whole day and got all out at the end of the day, or on the second day, it would have been tough, because Australia would have a totally different type of a pitch. So that played good for us. It was, as we saw in the New Zealand series, in the first match, there was a on the first day there was pretty bad conditions, I mean, say, not the usual condition we see in the Indian grounds, right?
Yes.
So we played there, but yeah, we got all out pretty quickly. But the whole day we played, right, in that. And in the
Hmm.
second day, the pitch या फिर conditions we were there, that we were playing, climatic conditions totally got changed, because of which New Zealand got the upper hand. So
Yes.
in this match, actually getting out before the second session ended was a kind of a blessing for us. Not a good mark, but kind of a blessing.
Yes.
So that I feel that was a lucky thing for us. What do you think about that, Mohit?
Yes, it was because considering, as you mentioned, the start which we had 150 all out in 2 sessions of the first day itself. So that puts the team on the back foot in the initial part itself, because you come in with a mindset and also you are playing in away condition, that is in Australia, and you just have the idea that the considering the Perth pitch which I'm talking about in the first test. So as a visiting team, you just know that this will be a bouncy and fast track to bat. So you come in with a certain mindset, but that pitch itself played its part, and I think the bowlers, credit to the Australian bowlers as well, as I mentioned in the earlier video also, which we made about day one. So the credit also goes to the Australian bowlers because they pitched the balls in the correct spot, to be fair, and got those wickets. And the same thing was replicated by the Indian pacers later on when they came to bowl. So I think the game totally belonged to the fast bowlers in the first 2 days at least.
Yeah.
So yes, after that, I think India also took notes of where the Australians bowled as well in the first innings of Indian batting. So as I said, Indian bowlers also replicated the same, and they started from the initial overs itself and did not wait for the conditions to change or get used to the pitch and everything. So they took those chances at the start itself, so the batsman would not be able to settle on this wicket, which proved to be a great part for the Indians for that matter, and also by the Australians as well in the first team.
So we are praising Jasprit Bumrah because he comes at the start and he analyzes the pitch, right? Whenever he is bowling, he analyzes where the ball should land and everything, and accordingly, the team gets to know what is to be done because he goes over there, he bowls, and he gets to know the pitch very quickly. So that is why he's praised a lot by everyone else. And if we are saying, and in the second day, like we said, like on the first day in the third session, we got almost 5 to 6 wickets, right? Somewhat like that.
7 wickets.
7 wickets, yeah. And we were hoping ki all the 3 wickets will get quickly in the second day, but sure, but that wasn't the case. We were also disappointed कि ये क्या हो रहा है? Why are the bowlers taking so much time to take those three tailenders wicket? Yeah, tailenders, right? Those were
Yes.
the tailenders. 5 wicket के लिए इतना time क्यों लग रहा है? But we forgot to analyze that the pitch has totally changed. It wasn't favoring so much to the मतलब, it was favoring, but that not at that extent like in the first day,
Hmm.
right? तो उसके वजह से बहुत डिले हुआ 3 wickets got eventually गिर गए 3 wicket, but it took a lot of time.
Much
Stark
longer
almost
than
played,
expected, I think.
yeah, he almost played 30 balls and over at 30 50 balls something.
Yes.
Mitchell Stark,
Stark, I think,
yeah.
played much more balls,
Let me see.
somewhere around
Yeah, he
50, 112
no
balls
he
actually he played. Acha, on that day you are saying?
on that day I'm saying, yeah, he
Yeah.
played 5 balls actually.
Hmm.
Yeah. And Alex Carey was there, right? At that time, Alex Carey and
Yes.
Mitchell Stark were playing. So Alex Carey took I would say, he took all the goals at the start. He got out, and then eventually everybody else got out. So
Yes.
yeah, from that first session only of the second day, we saw that bowlers are not getting that much of the what we say. Uh,
Help.
मतलब उतना मदद नहीं मिल रहा था और
Hmm.
या हेल्प उतना मदद नहीं मिल रहा था bowlers को. So that carried on, and while we were batting in the second inning, so at that time we saw कि क्या हुआ. The batsmen, the openers from India, they settled down at the start. They to see how the ball is playing. और जैसे कि सबको पता है कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया में अभी अभी सबको पता है, we were not aware about that, but in Australia the new ball almost plays the same till the 30th over, right? वो तब
Yes.
30th over तक न्यूट ही रहता है. Like it's not like in India, like 10 over के बाद वो अलग behave करने लगता है. The shine also doesn't go away till the 22nd or 25th over,
The
right?
Kukabura ball.
So
It's a bit
yeah,
different.
it is a bit different, yes. So we were not तो उन्होंने भी टाइम लिया समझने के लिए कैसा बिहेव कर रहा है. बट दे टुक देयर चांसेस. उन्होंने स्कोर किया उसमें. जायसवाल डिडंट just see how the pitch is playing. He took his chances and he scored some runs. But after the 30th over, I guess they started to feel comfortable and went with the score, right?
Yes, and also good thing was in that ki both of the Indian openers batted out the remaining two sessions of that day also. So that was a
Yes.
kind of a plus point for our side because they set that platform with a 200 plus run partnership which they had. So that provided a bit of a platform for the rest of the batters to come and score those runs.
Yes. So
That
yeah,
was the
this
one
was
thing.
the
Also, that was the one thing which we were lacking for quite some time. Ki we were not getting those big opening partnerships. So that this was one big partnership which was very good to see.
so who are you blaming?
No, I'm not blaming anyone.
Yeah, so not to blame anybody, but yeah, this was the in these 2 days only we saw how the pitch played, and after that we know what happened. But yeah, coming to the first inning of Indian batting, actually, so that it was a pretty disappointing show of cricket from Indian batters. But in the meantime, KL Rahul, Rishabh Pant, and Nitish Kumar Reddy, they looked good at the crease actually. If we see KL Rahul's inning, he was playing the ball very good in the first inning as well, right? He got out on a what we say, which pretty unlucky dismissal, I would say. That the third umpire was not even sure what was happening, but still he gave overruled
Mhm.
the on ground umpire's decision and gave him out. On field umpire's decision was not out actually. So yeah, but if he wasn't, he wouldn't have been given that out. I guess India would have scored around 200 at
Yes,
least.
yes,
What are your thoughts about that?
yes. Because the experts were also saying, and I also felt ki looking at the pitch, 200 around score around 200 would have been a safe score to
Yes.
consider in that day one of the test. But if you look at the record which they showed that the average runs at this stadium were 432. So by that numbers, this innings seemed like it did not match what the data they showed. So anyway, the data is the वो तो अलग अलग ही रहता है वो उस पे कुछ वो नहीं है बट कमिंग बैक टू दिस की yes, the Indian batting was not what we expected at the start of the tour. We expect some good performances right from the start because the Indian team has set such standards, right? Ki you go anywhere in any conditions and we get those runs. So, if you look at the team, so 200 was the minimum which was required on this pitch, and looking at the squad, we expect them to get at least 200 on this on any wicket, but that did not happen due to the pitch conditions and all the other reasons which were there. I mean, we are not that much into don't know that much technically, but we only speak what we see and what we feel. So इतना technically हम लोग को नहीं पता, but yes, looking at everything, it seemed a bit out of sorts that innings.
So emotional. We Indian fans are pretty emotional, right? We don't know what the pitch is playing or anything. If our team is not playing, we all give galis to them. That is the rule. नहीं खेलोगे तो गाली खाओगे, right?
Yes.
So so this was the मतलब जो फैंस से जो ये था अपना क्या बोलते हैं जो रिस्पॉन्स आया, that was actually natural टू द इंडियन cricket team, I guess. But yeah, after that, after the second session actually of the second day, we were looking pretty good, and we saw that हाँ भाई पहले day में बहुत अलग conditions थे. It wasn't just poor batting, but the conditions didn't favor the batsman because Australians also got out the same way, right? Pretty quickly and pretty cheap. So
Yes.
at that time we felt कि हाँ भाई ये है कि एक conditions भी बहुत क्या बोलते हैं उसको मैटर करता है. If the conditions are poor, then it is poor. The batters also can't help it, right?
Yes.
So it is not just expectation; it is pure emotion also of the Indian fans that yeah नहीं खेलोगे तो नहीं ये तो खाओगे. But yeah, if we see ना कि first day में बहुत अलग conditions then Australians also didn't play well and they were also not hoping so such a situation over there, right?
Yes.
Well, as we all know, the batting side of Australia are not playing that good from the start and the earlier series against Pakistan also. So we can't say कि they didn't expect it कि उसके वजह से बुरा खेले. They are also in a slump actually right now. The batting squad of Australia,
Hmm.
but still the conditions were not in the favor of batsmen. We have to agree about that because in the
Yes.
second session, second day and third day, the it was pretty different pitch altogether because India scored around 500 runs and 500 nahi, 400 na
Yes. Technically,
somewhat
the
around
lead
500.
is our runs, right? So technically, India
Yeah,
scored 530 something. Yes, but on the
yes.
board it
So,
was 485, I think 485 or something.
yeah, 485, 487, yes. And also in Australia also scored 238. So we can't blame the batting side for मतलब blame तो करना ही पड़ेगा because KL was looking good, right? Other than any other batsman, KL, Rishabh Pant, and Nitish Kumar Reddy, these three were looking pretty good, right? So
Hmm.
I'm not saying don't blame them because पूरा pitch अलग था because other three batsmen were looking good and they were hitting or scoring runs as and when possible, right?
Yes.
तो कितना स्कोर हुआ था फर्स्ट इनिंग में?
किसका?
इंडिया का 150, राइट? In
150.
which Nitish Kumar Reddy came at the last. So that also says many things actually because Nitish Kumar Reddy came after 40 overs, 40 to 42 overs something,
Hmm.
right? At that time, the pitch conditions were different, altogether
Yes.
different, right? So the pitch conditions नहीं, but ball का जो condition था, as we said, the ball behaves different in Australia. The Kookaburra ball
Hmm.
behaves differently nahi, but
Yes.
it favors to the bowlers, right? And after 30th over the ball मतलब उसका size अलग हो जाता है, shape अलग होता है, उसका seam थोड़ा disturb हो जाता है. So वो बैट्समैन को इजी गिरता है. दैट इज व्हाई ही स्कोर्ड व्हाट ही स्कोर्ड, राइट? वो एकदम नया बॉल पे नहीं है. अगर if he could have scored that in the new ball, I would have called him somewhat a legend, right? Do
Legend
you
on
agree about
debut.
that? Legend. So do you agree about that? Because scoring that type of a run in that 30 overs wouldn't have been possible, right?
Hmm. Yes, and also when he came to bat, na, it looked like he's playing on a different pitch altogether. Because
Right.
उसके अगल-बगल में जो भी थे, they were coming in, going out, coming in, going out. That was the thing. That was the pattern which was there. If you
Right.
take Pant and Rahul separate altogether with Nitish, so the rest of the players are in single digits. So that was
Yes.
like they are not मतलब ऐसे देख के लग रहा था कि they are not getting used to the wicket or something. But if you consider these three players along with Jurel also, he also played a couple of good shots also. So yeah, apart from these 3 to 4 players, the remaining players looked a bit shaky on the wicket. कोहली का भी विकेट अगर देखे ना, इट वाज ड्यू टू एक्स्ट्रा बाउंस, तो उसमें उसका टेक्निकल फॉल्ट भी नहीं था, ऐसा नहीं था कि उसने गलत बॉल खेल लिया ही। उसने जो बैट रखा था वो बराबर ही रखा था, बट ड्यू टू द एक्स्ट्रा बाउंस वो ग्लव पे लग के वो कैच गया, बट वो तो पूरा पिच का ही वो है ना, गेम है। सो यस, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, इट रियली लुक लाइक नीतीश एंड पंत वर प्लेइंग ऑन अ डिफरेंट विकेट।
एक्चुअली या।
ऑल्सो जो पंत
तो
ने
या
सिक्स
दैट
मारा था याद है? पूरा ऐसे गिर गया तो पीछे
गिर गया था वो पूरा। या
Yeah.
मतलब we don't actually expect someone hitting sixes in the test series, right? And Pant is like कि मैं एक तो सिक्स मार के ही जाएगा.
नहीं, सिक्स तो मार भी लेते, बट ऐसे टाइप के सिक्स कोई
Yeah, because in such type of a condition, you have to make a effort to play, right? अगर तुम if you are waiting for a bad ball, and if you see ना जो Josh Hazelwood posed pretty good, right?
हम्म।
उसका लाइन एंड ले, so he doesn't give you a chance, मतलब वो एक थोड़ा सा भी ऊपर नीचे चांस नहीं देता कि एक खराब बॉल डालूंगा करके. He bowls his line and lengths at pretty good,
हम्म।
consistent रहता है हमेशा. And if
यस।
you see in the second inning also ना of Indian batting, he was the one player who got hit. You rarely he was hit, right?
हम्म। यस, सेकंड इनिंग्स में भी व्हेन
So he
others
bowled
were going for runs, he was bowling very economical, like 1.3 के इकोनॉमी से गया है वो, बाकी
right.
सब
So
3 के
21
आसपास
overs
है।
में
यस।
28. Yeah. तो उसको मैटर नहीं कर रहा था कि मैं अलग पिच कंडीशंस वेरी हो रहा है. इफ ही वाज सेइंग कि अगर लाइन एंड लेंथ बराबर रहेगा, एंड ही हैज दैट एक्स्ट्रा, क्या बोलते हैं उसका, हाइट
हाइट,
है तो उसको
हाँ।
वैसे बाउंस मिलता है. वो फैक्टर है, बट एट लास्ट इट कम्स टू द लाइन एंड लेंथ. अगर हाइट रह के भी अगर तुम लाइन एंड लेंथ थोड़ा भी आगे पीछे कर दो तो बैट्समैन गेट द चांस टू मेक द रूम एंड प्ले दोस बिग शॉट्स.
यस, पर मुझे एक बात बताने की, ये जो तू बोल रहा है पूरा वो आरसीबी में चलेगा? ही प्लेइंग इन आरसीबी नाउ।
जस्ट आई जस्ट होप उसका फॉर्म ना चला जाए.
No, but Hazelwood, na, he always bowls in that channel which I mentioned in the previous video. वो जो चैनल जो बोलते हैं, डिसिप्लिन
फोर्थ
bowling.
एंड फिफ्थ, या फोर्थ और फिफ्थ
So he's
स्टंप के
always
आस.
around there only. So it is very tough
या.
to hit him for boundaries. You yourself have to make that changes if you want to score runs against him. वो तो नहीं देने वाला जगह तुमको, तुमको तुमको ही करना है जो भी करना
So and in that type of bowling, Rohit Sharma, ne, sorry, Rishabh Pant, he was hitting six for some other bowler, but वो तो है ना कि जॉश हेजलवुड भी डाल रहा है, तो वी आर, तो थोड़ा एक मन में थोड़ा ये रहता है कि डर रहता है कि दूसरा वाला बॉलर भी उधर ही डालेगा ये वो, बट स्टिल ही मेड दैट एफर्ट टू हिट दैट सिक्स, एंड खुद गिर के भी
भाई ने
सिक्स तक
कमिंस को
गया
सिक्स
उसका.
मारा है, वो वाला।
राइट.
कमेंटेटर्स भी एकदम शॉक हो गए, ये शॉट आया कहाँ से? और वो 2 बार स्टेप आउट भी होता है, याद है? उसपे भी कमेंटेटर्स बोल देते कि ये शॉट आ कहाँ से रहा है इसका? आजू बाजू में प्रेशर प्रेशर सिचुएशन है, एंड ही इज जस्ट स्टेपिंग आउट एंड हिटिंग द उसको देम फॉर बाउंड्री। दे आर लाइक कि वेयर इज दिस गाय कमिंग फ्रॉम?
एक्चुअली. Yeah, so that effort played a favor for us only because we were able to score 150. If any of these players would have not played like the inning that they played, like that 26 from KL, 11, sorry, Rishabh Pant ka 37 and Nitish Kumar Reddy ka 41, we would have fell short for some runs, and that would have cost us actually, because
हम्म।
that 150 played a big role in further, right? Because we
यस।
all got Aussies all out at 104. तो उसके वजह से हमारे पास 46 runs का लीड था. And
यस।
capitalizing on that, we scored around 487, and that made a big difference. And वो एक उनके ऑसीज के दिमाग में भी एक बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट होता है ना, एक बड़ा टोटल चेज करने ऑसीज नहीं, बट द ओपोनेंट दिमाग में आ ही जाता है वो अपने इतना बड़ा टोटल देख के. If
Yes.
it would have been India, the same this we would have said the same कि वो एक बड़ा टोटल आ गया उसके बाद तो वो बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट आता है.
Yes, and also if Pat Cummins would have taken that catch running behind, which he dropped off punt, so 10 runs और कम कर दे उसमें से टारगेट टोटल में से. एंड उसके बाद उसने उसी को सिक्स मारा है जिसने उसका कैच.
सो आई वुड से सिर्फ बॉलिंग ही नहीं बट
हम्म.
फील्डिंग भी, सॉरी बैटिंग ही नहीं बट फील्डिंग भी बहुत क्या बोलते हैं उसको एकदम ज्यादा कुछ अच्छा नहीं दिखा फ्रॉम ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड.
हम्म.
राइट, देयर वर फ्यू ड्रॉप कैचेस इन द सेकंड इनिंग आल्सो, जिसके वजह से वी गॉट अ सेंचुरियन.
Yes. Before moving to that, Nikhil, we saw a DSP who arrested a criminal in the Australian batting, who was doing a, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, बहुत मस्करी कर रहा था वो 200 साल से, तो पकड़ लिया. And that criminal is none other than Mr. Labuschagne. I mean, उसको literally they are saying कि it was a
एक्चुअली.
criminal innings. अरे वो बंदे का बैटिंग देखा तूने उस दिन, वो इनिंग्स देखा उसका. He was literally
बट
getting hit everywhere with his body. बेचारा तड़प रहा था वो.
एक्चुअली मैन.
And the first run
बट
also which is scored was in after I think 24, 25 balls he scored that first run.
22 क्या, 22 बॉल्स के बाद उसका फर्स्ट रन आया था एंड एवरीबॉडी चीयर्ड हिम.
हाँ.
बट एक्चुअली उसका विकेट पहले ही मिल जाता था बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ड्रॉप्ड कैच. थोड़ा इनिंग्स एक्स्ट्रा चल गया. इफ वी वुड हैव गॉट दैट विकेट आई गेस फर्स्ट डे पे ही वो लोग भी ऑल आउट हो जाते थे. दैट इज व्हाट आई फील. तो अगर मगर की बातें हैं, बट या.
उसको पैदा होते ही पकड़ लेते बट 200 साल जी गया वो.
तो अगर उसका वही 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 पे आ रहा हूँ. इफ एनीबॉडी हैज सीन हिज इनिंग, दैट पर्टिकुलर इनिंग 52 बॉल्स 2 रन्स, वो बहुत अनइजी दिख रहा था. वो पूरा क्रीज में हर जगह पे था एंड ही वाज नॉट एबल टू हिट एनीथिंग. वो डिफेंड करने जा रहे, वो भी बॉल निकल जा रहे यार.
हाँ ना. अंगात नाही दम.
अरे.
Yes.
So yeah, we actually we see na. So Usman Khwaja, he is the one that we fear. Like he has that potential to hit everybody everywhere. Not everywhere, but वो एक responsible player है and he plays those big knocks for Australia. But he
Yes.
wasn't able to perform in both the innings, right? So that also played a pretty huge role for us. If he would have stayed in like opening में अच्छा कर लेता, so that would have been a challenge for us. But yeah, Indian players had some other plans for them. They had come prepared for everything, right?
Yes. We
So
had a
yes,
five-star man in the first innings of the or our bowling.
yes. But what was the best moment for you? I know what it is, what you are going to say, but yeah, best moment for you in that in that first inning. Both the Indians and batting, Australia's batting.
One top moment.
Yeah, one top moment.
अरे that is everybody's top moment रे. अरे यार, दो बार डांट खाया मैंने उसकी वजह से होता है घर पे. और दो अलग अलग दिन पे डांट खाया ऐसे रे कि.
So yeah, we are speaking about Travis Head's wicket actually. So जो हर्षित राणा ने उसको बोल्ड किया है, that
अरे
was the
ब्यूटी.
peak of that day for us. I know for many of you all watching also, that was the peak moment for us. And yeah, that is the so it would have been better, like we have mentioned in the first video, or else कभी तो mention किया था I guess. But yeah, if that stump would have gone rolling back,
Hmm.
taking to doing 360s, that could have been that could have been better like that. But no, जो अभी हुआ वो भी बहुत अच्छा है. ये जो गया है बॉल जो उड़ा है ना,
डांड का
मजा आ गया.
डांड का निकल गया।
मेरे को भी वही बोलना था, बट समझेगा नहीं समझेगा पता नहीं लोगों को.
इन मराठी भी से दांड का निकाला था। सो इट मीन्स ये स्टंप उखाड़ दिया उसने, बोल्ड कर दिया।
बोल्ड कर दिया. यस. So that was
ऑल्सो
peak for us, and then Pat Cummins' wicket was also the second iconic moment.
यस
And that coming from Bumrah was just a beauty. पंत ने जो कैच पकड़ा है उसका, right? So yeah, that was the thing. And after that, in the second cup, should we talk about the Australian second inning? मतलब ऑस्ट्रेलियन की बॉलिंग के बारे में कुछ बोलना है या फिर अपनी इंडियन बॉलिंग के बारे में? मेरे को वो सेकंड डे पे जो अपना मैच चालू हुआ ना बैटिंग, उसके ऊपर आने का बहुत काई हो रहा है.
हाँ चलो उधर ही जाते थे।
So yeah, moving to the second inning, we started very well. The opening partnership of Jaiswal and KL Rahul was something to look at, right? In the
यस
future, I guess that was the best comeback that KL Rahul could have had. He scored 77 runs of 176 balls. He had that. He waited patiently for this inning. Actually, he had many ups and downs in this year. Actually,
हम्म
and this was a pretty special moment for him. And for same goes for Jaiswal, his debut test in Australia, and scoring zero in the first inning and going for a century in this inning was pretty good. And he doesn't only score centuries whenever he scores centuries, right? He scored those
यस
big runs uh, every time. So he scored 161 runs in this inning, and he was supported by KL Rahul, then Devdutt Padikkal, and Virat Kohli. So
यस
yeah, this partnership with KL and Jaiswal was pretty much very good positive signs for us as Indian fans, and not so positive for future matches, because there will be some questions around other players if they are going to be fit, and how could they be fitted in this squad, because someone
यस
has to make place for those players, right? And looking at the squad, there are few players who can make, but again, वो हिल जाएगा पूरा positioning, हिल जाएगा and everything will be disturbed, right? So good signs actually overall, but a headache for selectors and coaches for
यस
going forward. Yes. So, do you have any remarks for JS or innings?
Yes, I think that was a great innings for him, especially considering his first innings was he was out for zero. So considering that this was a good comeback innings kind of from him, because this is, as you mentioned, this is his first test in Australia. So this is a great start to his what do you say, career या फिर outings in Australia, जो भी ऑस्ट्रेलिया में अभी खेलेगा. So this will be a great experience for him, this innings, and also it will give him confidence in the future games in this series also, because going and playing in Australia is not for everyone, because that is a very tough place to play cricket, as everyone has said. All the cricketers have said ki Australia is one place which is very tough to play, because everybody gets behind their team. So that is, considering that considering that factor as well, that was a pretty brilliant innings for him, and also good confidence booster as well. As I said, that would give him the momentum in the future games, and future games not just in Australia but also in the upcoming games, because the New Zealand series was not what was expected, not went as expected for most of the members in the Indian team currently. So this is a great comeback for him considering the recent form. Also for KL Rahul, he was also struggling in the recent series, in the recent games in this year. So this is a kind of a good pick me up innings for him. Also the first in the innings which he played in the on day one in the first Indian innings. So yeah, that was also a good innings in a tough condition. The first innings which he played, and this was also a great innings. Provided support to Jaiswal as well, and also he got the confidence as he scored a half century. I think 77 or 75 he scored. So that will be also a good uh, momentum for him in the upcoming matches.
Yeah, as you rightly mentioned, Mohit, that not just Australian players are behind you, but the whole country is behind you when you play in Australia. The media is also ruthless over there. They come at you from every end, whatever they can do. They also praise you the same way because if we see Virat Kohli's craze over there in the media, I am saying not just Australian cricket fans, but in the media they portray him as something else only. Not even Indian media portrays him so well. Yeah, so he has earned it over the years actually. So same goes for Jaiswal. Jaiswal, I guess he must have earned some positive points in the Australian India media's mind right now. Believe with
Yes.
this 151 that is scored. So this was a pretty challenging. This is pretty challenging for everybody, but he rose above it and scored those beautiful runs for India.
Yes. And also, if you see for Padikkal also, Padikkal scored a zero in the first inning. So these 25 runs can also be kind of a confidence booster for him because not just 50s or 100s, because this is also his first tour in Australia for Padikkal. And also,
Yes.
if you see, he was made to stay back when he was in the earlier series which India played. I think India A versus Australia A, something that series was there just before this BGT. So he was made to stay him and Jurel. The reasons might be different for their staying back, but yes, they played and they showed the performance with their performance as well. Even if Padikkal scored 25, these 25 runs will be a great confidence booster for him in the upcoming games.
Right. And coming to the King Kohli, actually, he was also struggling. Yeah, this is for everyone. This was the moment for every cricket fan, actually, being the hater or the fan of Virat Kohli. We were all waiting for his century, and he gave us that beautiful moment when he made the celebration at the end. Right,
Yes,
he scored beautifully over there. He took his time at the start when Nitish Kumar Reddy came. There was a clear indication that we are going to declare, but I think Bumrah didn't want to declare before his century. If either he goes out or he scores a century over there. So after he scored, India declared. But he scored those last ka kuch 25 runs, right? Something was remaining. So Alaska 25 runs, he scored pretty quickly, and he got his century. That's 81st century that the whole nation was waiting for so long.
yes, that was very much awaited because if you remember Nikhil, just before the 2023 World Cup, also he was struggling for runs. Means he was not getting those big runs. He was scoring, but he wasn't getting those big runs. But as soon as he started scoring those centuries in the World Cup, we saw a spell of centuries from him. I think he scored 4 or 5 in that World Cup itself, and after that also he scored a couple more hundred. After that, there was a patch where he wasn't able to score runs. I mean, he was struggling to score also even one
Again,
run.
yeah,
Yes, so considering that, this might get him, मतलब उसको एक अच्छा confidence भी मिल जाएगा वापस, and that would also be a start of one more series of hundreds from him.
actually, yes. We surely hope that that's the case. He gets his mojo back and confidence that he always portrays on the ground. and I actually hope that he scores more 400 centuries in this particular series. That
Yeah.
in those four remaining matches, he gets that mojo going and he score more 400 runs. 400 तो मैं कम ही बता रहा हूँ, उससे ज़्यादा ही करेंगे. But yeah, that is what we hope as Indian fans.
Yes. Because he is also
And
a pillar of our Indian batting, right?
yes.
Yes, yes, you were saying something.
After I was just moving. I was going to move ahead. After that, Rishabh Pant came. He was still hoping to play as he played in the first inning, but
Yes.
uh, Nathan Lyon, he got him out after just scoring 1 run. He bowled that a ball outside off stump, pretty outside off stump actually, and Rishabh Pant stepped down and he got stumped by Alex Carey. So that was the end of Rishabh Pant's batting. But he scored those runs in the first inning. So no, what I said, no complaints for him. He did his part, whatever he was expected in the first inning, right? So I guess some people may complain about it because he got out pretty quickly, and that was a harsh shot to play at that point. But before going much ahead, I would just like to point out that Jaiswal scored 161 in that particular inning. If we see at the start, he played according to the ball, however how it was playing. But after he got used to it, and after that 30 overs ka spell, he got into form. He was looking pretty aggressive. But again, when the fresh ball came after the 80 overs of Australian bowlers. th- at that time also he got back to that first 30 overs का क्या बोलते हैं उसको वो माइंडसेट में वापस आ गया कि आराम से खेलना है. He didn't go for like चल मार अभी जो है concentration आ गया तो मारते ही है. That could
Hmm.
have gotten him out pretty quickly, but he didn't do that and he carried forward. So I like that part also about Jaiswal because some player they think that अरे अभी आ गया है flow तो let be in that flow, but he didn't do that and played sensible cricket, I would say. So
Yes.
yeah, do you have any thoughts about that?
No, I think you pretty much summed it up, Nikhil, pretty well because I also have the same opinion. Because he played at
Yeah, because
cautiously at the start, and then when he took his chances when they were presented to him.
because we have seen some of the youngsters playing that type of a cricket and getting out right after that, getting that first new ball after the 80 overs that we get, right? So he didn't do that and he played sensible cricket. Because of that, the Indian batting could have मतलब जितना खेल सके जितना एक्सटेंड हो सकता उतना हुआ. He scored those runs, but एक्सटेंड होने का बहुत उसके ऊपर भी बहुत ये था because after when Virat Kohli was there with him, they were scoring pretty much on the same pace because Virat Kohli was also fresh to the crease and वो नया ball भी था, so he was also playing that in the same type of a cricket, right?
Yes,
So that constructed a big partnership between them. But yeah, he was also dropped a few times, right? That also played in the favor of Indian team actually, right?
yes,
So that is where I was saying ki the Australian fielding was also not up to the mark, right?
yes,
Yeah, that is what I wanted to talk about the top order. After that, this lower order, Dhruv Jural also came and scored 1 run. Then Washington was Sundar was there. He scored around 29 runs in 94 balls.
hmm,
He played his role very well, but we were expecting a bit more, right?
yes.
What do you think about that?
From the
About
lower
him?
order.
Not I'm just talking about Washington Sundar right now. Were you expecting something more, or what he scored right at that time was enough for the team?
No, I think that was pretty good innings for him because considering the situation, right, Kohli was set at one end So he just had to hold one end and give the strike to Virat as much as possible. I think he played his part really well. I don't remember how he got out, but uh, the way he was batting, na, it was very cautious and responsible because he was not going for those big shots or anything. So he was just कि मतलब खेल के भी निकाल रहा था ओवर या फिर he was rotating the strike pretty well because if you see he has just hit 1 6 in his 29.
Yes.
So that was also one delivery which he thought it was in his slot and he can hit it for a boundary. So that's the reason he hit that shot. But otherwise, I think he played it pretty sensibly. So no complaints for his inning.
So I guess that it's only me complaining.
नो अगर उसको खेलना रहता फास्ट तो वो शायद खेल भी लेता बट कंसिडरिंग द सिनारियो क्योंकि 2 विकेट भी जल्दी गया था राइट पंत एंड जुरेल तो कंसिडरिंग दैट आल्सो इफ ही माइट हैव थॉट कि शायद एक और एक विकेट जल्दी चला जा सकता है तो उसने एक एंड पकड़ के रखा था कि दूसरे एंड से शायद
Yeah.
विराट स्कोर कर ले फटाफट सो दैट माइट हैव बीन द
Yeah,
थॉट
but after Washington Sundar fell, Nitish Kumar Reddy came with the same mindset, the same intent that he had in the first inning, and he scored that those 38 runs pretty quickly. He came and hit. I don't remember who he hit, but he scored those three fours consecutively. That made the point, right? He was coming here to play aggressively, and he's going to be like same that he was playing in the first inning.
यस इट वाज मिचेल मार्श
Okay, Mitchell Marsh को क्या गया? He had a pretty rough inning, rough test, right, Mitchell Marsh?
यस बट सेकंड इनिंग्स में ही वाज प्लेइंग प्रीटी वेल compared to the first one.
Yeah, he was the thought. Yeah, right. I remember now. Mitchell Marsh 47 runs. Yeah, I remember now. He was being thought क्या बोलते हैं उसको काटा रहता है ना वैसा था इन द इंडियन साइड मतलब वो एक एंड पकड़ के था एंड ही वाज हिटिंग प्रीटी गुड विद ट्रेविस हेड.
Yes. वापस ट्रेविस हेड ही आता है अपने सामने क्यों पता नहीं.
Yeah, should we move on to the Australian batting now?
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, take it ahead then, Mohit.
Yes, so India declared at 485, 487 for 6 after the 100 by Virat. And then Australia were put into bat with a target of 535. And McSweeney was taken out early by Bumrah in the in the first over itself. He was out LBW, and after that there were just a couple of quick wickets for the Indians. I think Siraj took the remaining two or the other 2 wickets. No, one was taken by Bumrah and one was taken by Siraj. So they finished the day by at 12 for 3. With Bumrah taking two, that is McSweeney and Labuschagne, and Siraj taking the wicket of the silencer. And and yes, with that, they were restricted to 12 for 3 at the end of the day. And after that, the next day, at day 4, when the Aussies came to bat once again, Siraj took out Khwaja early on, and they were reduced to I think 15 for 4 or something. And then we saw a partnership between Smith and Head for some time. Then the man DSP came in and took out Steve Smith, who was also struggling to be honest. He was not fluent with his innings. And then came Mitch Marsh, who had a pretty decent partnership with Travis Head, and it was looking like कि ये लोग शायद कर भी लेंगे. Yeah, at least they would come closer to the target, much more closer to the target. But Nitish Reddy had other
Bumrah.
plans. Yes, no, Nitish
नीतीश
Reddy
रेड्डी की
took.
बुमराह.
Yes, Bumrah, sorry. Bumrah came in and
हाँ.
पूरे हर कितना इंडियन सब इंडियंस का पूरा उसने भड़ास वो उसने और विराट ने ही निकाल लिया चिल्ला के। बुमराह तो जाके हेड के मुंह पे ही चिल्ला रहा था जो वो एज करके खड़ा है उधर, वो जाके उसके मुंह पे चिल्ला रहा है। But yes, we haven't seen Bumrah like that, right? That Travis, even everybody has mentioned that Travis had wicket looked very much personal for the Indians. So yes,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on that innings, Nikhil, of Travis Head?
Yeah. Before moving ahead, actually, the decision of declaring pretty early, I would I thought it was pretty early at the moment. But yeah, it was just remaining a half an hour kuch baki tha for the day
35
to
minutes,
end.
हाँ,
And yeah, so it was a strategic move actually from the coach and captain. They waited for a century to happen. But yeah, that was a strategic move. उन्होंने पूरा दिन बैटिंग किया, टू डेज bowling किया, right? uh, Australia ne,
yes,
and they were looking tired. So the Indian team wanted to capitalize on that. That is also the reason कि we took 3 wickets at the start. So Usman, sorry, किसका लिया था स्टार्टिंग में? मैक्सवेनी का,
Max Sweeney.
उसको he got out at a duck. But yeah, that was the main reason. हाँ, I would say main reason. बुमराह ने तो अच्छा bowling डाला है, but they were tired, they were fatigued, so that played a big role in we getting those three. And I would like to praise Pat Cummins actually. He came as a night watchman, even though he was also stressed out. वो bowling वो दो captaincy भी कर रहा था, right? He was wanted to bowl. He had those overs. Then captaincy का pressure अलग, then fielding करना है at the same time. And still he came as a night watchman. He got out pretty quickly, but yeah, that we should praise him for what where the praise is due, right? So yeah, that was pretty bold move from Pat Cummins. But then Manas Labushin came. He also got out pretty quickly by Bumrah, LBW. So those were some wickets that we got because of that strategic move of declaring. And yeah, after that on the second day, third day, right? Third day, fourth day. Sorry,
Fourth day.
fourth day. Yeah, for the fourth day, we saw Khwaja getting dismissed pretty quickly. But after that, Steve Smith and Travis Head, right? They took on the overs. We, as you said, yeah, uh, थोड़ा थोड़ा नहीं, बहुत stumble कर रहा था Steve Smith. He wasn't looking up to the mark, but at the same time, at the other end, Travis Head was looking very aggressive. He wasn't in the mood to defend anything. He just wanted to hit those fours. Every over he was playing, he was hitting a four or a six, right?
Hmm.
So he was playing aggressively as is expected from him. But in as you said that वो 30 overs का जो टाइम रहता है उसमें ही उसने वो स्टार्ट किया था. So kudos to him actually, जो उसने खेला है at that time. It was really frustrating as an Indian fan because we have seen him take away many of the moments that we thought कि ये नहीं, ये अपना ही है, अब जीतने ही वाले हैं, and he took away those moments from us. So looking at that wicket, जो frustration जो दिखाया, that was all India who was feeling the same. Indian fans, I would say, Indian cricketing fans were feeling the same at the same time. Because I remember you were saying कि you were also screaming at the television, right? Yeah, out, out, out. करके. I was just doing the same.
Yes.
I also got pretty excited. I have learned my lesson actually in the T20 World Cup. At every wicket, I was screaming. So my parents were not happy. That is why I've stopped screaming at the TV.
I think
Yeah.
screaming
So
at the TV is not the part, Nikhil. The way you are screaming must be the problem.
no man. No, yeah, yeah. It can be because we get pumped at that time, right?
Hmm.
So and it was really frustrating looking at the way he was playing. I personally thought he's going to take the match away from India if he plays the way he was playing, and the setup that Bumrah bowled, like first two balls he bowled that outswingers, and then the third ball was a bouncer. Then he was head was on a back foot, right?
Yes.
कि क्या आएगा bouncer ही आ गया तो, and he was not
उसे
prepared for
गुडलैंड
that
डाल
out.
दिया हाँ.
Yeah. So yeah, that setup was also good. वो देख के भी मजा आ गया actually. So all in all, कैसा अभी
सेटिस्फाइड.
वो टाइम पे जो हम लोग सिचुएशन में थे, वो टाइम पे जो इमोशंस है वो अभी नहीं आ पाएंगे. अगर लाइव कभी आ जाएंगे वही टाइम पे तो यू वुड सी समथिंग एल्स फ्रॉम अस.
यस.
Yeah,
बट
but after that,
हाँ. बट
yeah, yeah,
मोर
you
सेटिस्फाइंग क्या होता पता है, ट्रेविस हेड का डांड का निकल जाता था. तो,
man, but we have lived that moment right in the live match against Mumbai Indians versus
yes,
Sunrisers
we
Hyderabad,
were in the
right?
stadium.
Here in the stadium.
3 बार
That
आउट हो
was
गया था.
3 बार out हो गया. Oh man, that we are never going to forget about it actually.
Yes.
Yes. So moving ahead with the batting, Mitch Marsh was looking pretty aggressive at the other end with Travis said, and he was not going to stop after his wicket also. But who took his wicket? Yeah, Nitish Kumar Reddy came in and took his wicket.
That was his
दांड का ही
first
निकाला.
international wicket, right? मिचेल मार्श डांड का ही
Yes.
निकाल दिया. ये लोग ने बहुत जोर से स्टंप गाड़ा है सर, वो उखड़ के निकल ही नहीं रहा है.
हाँ, बट दैट वाज इनर एज लग गया था ना उसका, कुछ तो
हाँ.
ऐसा हो गया था. So he beat him in on the bounce. He was expecting a bit more bounce in the from the pitch, but and that's why वो inside edge लग गया. और but हाँ, घुलना चाहिए उसको, पूरा 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 घुलना चाहिए.
हाँ, वो ऐसे 4-5 बार ऐसे जाके गिरता ना तो मजा आता.
मजा आता है.
क्योंकि आई एम अ फास्ट बॉलिंग फैन, राइट? सो आई लव दैट कि ऐसा स्टंप उड़ के ऐसा 2-3 टप्पे में जाए, या फिर स्टंप टूट जाए. ऐसा सब देख के ना अच्छा लगता है. ऐसा बेल उड़ के गिरने में इतना मजा नहीं.
राइट.
बट ठीक है,
एंड एट द सेम,
विकेट्स मिल रहा है तब तक अच्छा है.
अच्छा है हाँ. But at the same time, Alex Carey came. He's been in the good form in the previous matches also. So everybody was hoping कि वो भी अच्छा खेलेगा. And he played some shots. He played some good shots for four. He played two. He scored 36 runs. And yeah, but Indian bowling was top of them. सब लोग ने अच्छा किया. Washington Sundar also got 2 wicket at the end, right?
Yes.
So all in all, great effort, nahi, great performance from the bowling unit. Bumrah got 3 wickets, Siraj got 3 wickets, Washington got two, Arshit Rana got one, and Nitish Kumar Reddy got one.
Yes. And also, Bumrah finished with 8 wickets in the game. Also, Nikhil, while we are on the Bumrah point, I wanted to mention he set up Max Winnie also really well in that first over.
Yeah.
Three,
Yes,
he bowled those three outswingers, and the fourth one, which he took the wicket, it came inside. So Max
pretty
Winnie
good
was
also.
expecting कि वो बाहर ही रहेगा ball, but that came in pretty sharp, and I was like, पैड पे लगते out, out.
Actually, that wasn't interesting for me. It looked interesting to था, but जो मानस लबुशेन का विकेट था
लबुशेन
ना,
वाला
जो
ये.
ये लोग निकल निकल
अरे वो
don't even
निकल.
take that don't even take the DRS, but he still took the DRS, right? वो इतना clearly out दिख रहा था ना.
एंड दोनों दोनों बार वो डीआरएस भी लेके गया अपने साथ. वो तो डबल केस हो गया, फिर डीएसपी ने डबल केस मार दिया रहेगा उस पे. एक तो जो 200 साल से खेल रहा था, और उसके ऊपर वो रिव्यू भी देके चोरी करके चले गया. But
Yeah,
yes, this time
but
we
he
did
was
not let Labuschagne survive for 200 years. He was taken out pretty early. I
200.
mean, first inning में भी हो जाता जल्दी आउट 0 पे, but that time कोहली had other plan.
कोहली ने बोला नहीं पकड़ा, मैंने नहीं पकड़ा.
हाँ ना,
And
ऐसा
one
बॉल फेंक के
one
बोलता है नहीं
one
नहीं.
more. one more reason कोहली ने बोला कि मैंने नहीं पकड़ा was because there were 56 cameras pointing at him.
वो क्लेम कैसे भी कुछ भी कर ले, वो क्लेम कर ही नहीं पाता था वो। बट उसने शायद सोचा रहेगा कि अगर केएल राहुल के टाइम पे इन लोगों के पास एंगल नहीं है तो शायद इस ये टाइम पे भी एंगल नहीं।
Because we have seen some shady wickets right in the past, not from Indian teams. I'm saying, but overall from everybody. Pointing has done some shady work. Pakistan ka wicket keeper also MSD has done some shady things behind the wickets.
हाला फॉर अ रीजन मैन। सो
So yeah, that made us win with a pretty high margin actually in Australia. We won by how much runs, man?
295।
295 runs we won. There was we for the first time we made 200 partnership in the first wicket, right? For the first wicket, there were many records broken out in that match, right?
यस, also this is
Right
India's
now,
there are some stats, Nikhil, which I want to share. So
yeah, I was coming to that only. I don't have anything, but you have to share it.
yes, yes. So there are a couple of stats which I want to share. So the victory margin by India, 295 runs, is the second biggest victory margin for India outside Asia in terms of runs. So the top is 318 versus West Indies in 2019, and this stands at number two. We defeated Australia by 295 runs in 2024. So yes, it is quite a big achievement for us, winning by such a big margin, that to outside Asia, because Asia is kind of similar conditions for all the Asian countries which play, and Australia, England are totally different. So going there and winning by such a big margin is a pretty big deal. So yes, another feather in the cap for India. And also, when India and Australia face each other, so biggest victory margins for India versus Australia in terms of runs also came in this game. This game also stands at number two with 295 runs in 2024. And the highest victory margin for India against Australia is by 320 runs at Mohali in 2008. So we, I mean, if we would have restricted Travis Head earlier, so that would have been this victory would have been number one. And yeah, there are still four more games. So I think looking at the bowling which India are doing right now, the type of bowling which we are doing right now, so that also seems inevitable, because one thing which I noticed, Nikhil, and to all our viewers as well, ki Australian batting is pretty fragile right now. So if we keep the momentum going, so we'll be in the similar kind of positions in the remainder of the series. So yeah, hope so we continue with this momentum.
Yes,
हम अजून
that
एक
is the
शोधतो मी.
thing.
एक मिनिट. अजून काहीतरी
Australian
आहे रे.
team is actually looking very fragile at the moment. So yeah, we should capitalize on that. Hopefully, we do that. And I don't want to put much pressure on Indian cricket team right now because the win was pretty unexpected for us also being Indian cricket fans. We were also in the same boat कि हारेंगे नहीं मतलब जीतेंगे कि नहीं जीतेंगे. We were still not क्या बोलते हैं उसको we still not be hoping नहीं होगा hoping, but वो एक hope बहुत सा blurry hope था, right? So I don't want to put much pressure like कि ये नहीं जीती जाएंगे अभी ऐसा momentum है and all. वो
So Nikhil, there is a stat related to Bumrah right now. So whenever Bumrah has played 8 Test matches in Australia in his career so far, and he is on 40 wickets right now with an average of 18.80. and a strike rate of 45.7 with two 5 wicket hauls to his name. So to be fair, he's averaging 5 wickets per match right now. Per match I'm saying. अभी तो
Yes.
innings में भी divide नहीं किया उसको. So 8 matches, 40 wickets in Australia for an Indian pacer. So that is, I mean, Bumrah is a legend, यार. To be honest, लोग कुछ भी बोले. There is one meme which I'll put. उसके पहले there is another Nikhil, another very interesting stat which has been published here. So I'll also put these stats on the screen as well. Of the 100 bowlers who have bagged at least 30 wickets in Australia post World War II. Okay, so that is since 1945 or 19, World War II कब खत्म हुआ था? 45 ना?
44,
ठीक है,
43.
हो गया रहेगा 45. So for the host, that is for the host or visiting team. Okay, post World War II test wickets in Australia. Bumrah's average is only bettered by Sir Richard Hadley, 17.83. So Bumrah is in a pretty elite list. Pretty elite. That is, मतलब वो लिस्ट में आने के लिए
So,
लोग कितने टेस्ट मैच खेल लेते हैं. बुमराह बुमराह ने
yeah,
इतने टाइम
yeah.
में एक्चुअली ये अचीव कर लिया है. सो
So we
प्रिटी.
are saying in the modern era of cricket, yeah, Bumrah is the only one in that list. In the modern
Yes.
era, I am saying.
Yes. So he's only
So
bettered by Sir Richard Hadley. It was mentioned, right? He's 17.86. So Bumrah's average currently is 20 bowling average.
man, that is something extraordinary that he does. He actually puts in lot of effort. It looks effortless, but he puts in lot of effort for that, and because of that he is where he is, right. He has been injured and everything. Still, he came back and with a different, not a pretty different, मतलब बहुत insignificant difference नहीं है. But he came with some क्या बोलते हैं उसको changes in his bowling unit, right. He used to take long run-ups earlier, but now he is doing those short run-ups and still bowling at that pace, right?
Yes. अरे बट मेरे को
So
एक बात बताओ, वो तो वैसे भी आधा रन अप तो छल के ही आता था.
actually, yes.
अभी भी आता ही है
So
चल
yeah,
के.
yeah, you're extremely true. ये वो आधे से ज्यादा रन तो चल के ही आता है. अभी भी वही करता है, वो चलता ही है वो. एक्चुअली ही डज अ क्या बोलते हैं उसको, स्पिनर जैसा आता है वो यूजुअली. Yeah, so I guess that puts Bumrah in a league where no one can touch him right now. There will be future bowlers who will come better than him. We don't expect in the near future, but yeah, there will be someone who will be aiming to be higher than him somewhere. But yeah, so right now he is in that list. लिस्ट भी नहीं, एक ही नाम है वहाँ पे. लिस्ट भी नहीं है वो. So because he is playing for India, we are praising for him. तो अगर वो मतलब अगर नहीं, but opponents के लिए they will be praising for him, but वो love hate kind of a situation रहेगा वो लोग के लिए, right? Bowling such kind of inning, such kind of spells against your team, and you witnessing is not a easy task, right? We don't hate him, but we don't like to see bad things from Travis side, right? So that kind of a situation occurs for the opponents when Bumrah is bowling.
Yes. So while we are talking about Bumrah, uh,
Yeah, yeah, go on, go on.
so yes, so while we are talking about Bumrah, there are a couple of stats about Virat as well, Nikhil. So I'll be sharing that also. So there is a list which says that visiting batters with most test hundreds in Australia. So Virat
Yes.
currently stands at joint number two with 700s in Australia. Test hundreds, I'm saying, not the ODI 100. only the test hundreds. And this is Kohli's 10th hundred across formats in Australia, the most by a visiting batter. So हम लोगों को लग रहा था कि विराट का रन्स नहीं हो रहा है, ये नहीं हो रहा, वो नहीं हो रहा, बट स्टिल ही इज इन द रिकॉर्ड बुक, राइट? व्हेनेवर ही स्कोर्स बिग, ही ऑलवेज कम्स इन दोस, कोई ना कोई लिस्ट में उसका नाम आ ही जाता है इधर उधर. So yeah,
He
pretty
has that
big.
legacy right now behind
Yes,
him. मतलब अभी वो अगर नहीं खेल रहा है, he has been playing pretty good for India against every team actually. And he मतलब वो जो बड़ा innings आता है ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, he is the top performer in that, because as we have discussed earlier also, he loves to play against Australia. वो जो banter होता है, it fuels him up. So that is why
yes,
he loves that, and he scores big runs over there.
yes. Also, there is another stat ki most test hundreds in an away country for India. So Virat Kohli is currently joint number one with the legend Sunil Gavaskar with 700s. Sunil Gavaskar has 7 in West Indies and Virat Kohli has 7 in Australia. So yes, pretty that list itself is pretty heavy, right? After Virat Kohli, it is two players at number two with 600s each. That is Rahul Dravid and Sachin Tendulkar in England and Australia respectively. So that that is a pretty heavy list which Virat is currently in. Also, he's going to play more matches, right? So he might get past Sunil Gavaskar as well in that list.
Hopefully.
Yes. Also, another he's present in one more list, which says that most test hundreds against an opponent for India. So he is currently joint number three with Sachin Tendulkar with 9 test hundreds against Australia. Sachin Tendulkar has 9 versus Sri Lanka. So in the top five, there are actually only three people in this list. That is Sunil Gavaskar twice, Sachin Tendulkar twice, and Virat Kohli joint with Sachin there. Number three, yes. So pretty heavy list. Virat is currently present in. Also, Bumrah is also making in into that pretty heavy list with
Bumrah is
each
not
passing
making
game.
into any. He's not making into any list. He's making a list right now.
Yes, that list is made for. They are making that list for him.
Yes.
So we are not hyping actually, but it's the stats and the numbers and also the performance of these players, right? That they are performing consistently for the nation. So that's the reason they are present in these lists.
Yeah.
So after this game being done, India will be playing a practice game on November 30th against the Prime Minister 11. I think it is a pink ball practice game because the second test will be a pink ball day-night test at Adelaide. And India has some pretty good memories at Adelaide when it comes to test cricket and especially when it comes to pink ball cricket. So, Nikhil, do you want to take a trip down memory lane?
No, I want to end this video right now.
Yes, I think our viewers are pretty smart and they have a pretty good memory and they remember what we are saying. So, so I think we just have to keep in mind that India has a practice game on 30th and the second test will be on 6th December. So a pretty big break for between the two test matches. If we remove
30 and 6.
no, if we look at the main BGT, I'm saying the main two
Yes.
official matches. So that is a big gap. The unofficial match, practice match, but yes, in terms of
This will
fixture.
be a big challenge for India, because India has not been performing well in the ping ball test. We know that the ping ball behaves differently. and we will make a separate video about this because I personally want to know how will be the pitch behaving, what will be the challenges faced in the ping ball test match, and yeah, for that how our squad should be prepared. So उसके लिए अलग वीडियो बनाएंगे हम लोग.
Yes.
Do wait for that.
Yes. So do comment below what do you think, what do you feel about this test series and the this test match which went by the first test. And also let us know what do you think will be our chances in the WTC in the if India will play the final or not. तो प्लीज हमें
So,
जनता की राय जाननी है, हमें बताओ क्या क्या हो सकता है, क्या भारत का टेस्ट में भविष्य क्या है, ये अब आप ही लोग
I
बताओ, क्योंकि इलेक्शन तो हो गया,
I
अब इसका भविष्य बताओ।
I think we should not jump to conclusions right now. I don't want to, as I said, I don't want to put any pressure. I don't want to jinx anything right now.
यस, द रीजन बिहाइंड निखिल सेइंग दिस इज बिकॉज अभिषेक शर्मा ने हमारा वीडियो देख के उसने 50 मारा था अभी अगेंस्ट साउथ अफ्रीका, सो दैट्स द रीजन वी आर नॉट जिंक्सिंग एनीथिंग।
अभी से वीडियो बैठ के अपना वीडियो देख. He has no better things to do.
अरे उसने देखा इसके लिए तो उसने 50 मारा ना, नहीं तो वो 0 पे आउट हुआ था।
We are taking the credit, guys. अभिषेक शर्मा का 50 हम लोग के वजह से आया
वी आर ऑल्सो वी आर क्रेडिट टीम।
है. मैन, मतलब कैंसल होना ही है हम लोग को.
यस
या.
निखिल, डू यू हैव एनीथिंग टू ऐड आफ्टर दिस बकचोदी व्हिच वी डिड?
So yeah, we have set the streams or agenda, right? We named ourselves Dudes Banter, so everybody comes hoping for that Bakshodi only. But yeah, I have two questions right now. So as we have seen that India hasn't been playing performing well with the bat in the home conditions, and in the outside the country we are performing very good against these big players, I am saying. So is that that India has forgotten to play spin bowling, or what what the things do you think are the factors in the in such type of a transition that we used to be the king of spin bowling, we used to play them very good, there were players like Sehwag who you used to say off spin is nothing man, I just come here and hit it like nothing. So why is this transition, and do you think is that is it true? Another thing is that before the second test, what do you think will be the playing 11? Will Rohit Sharma and Gill be in that test squad?
द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन वाज रियली गुड निखिल, सेकंड वाला नहीं नहीं पूछना चाहिए था। Yes, so coming to the first question, actually, yes, there has been a observation that India are struggling against spin in home conditions, not just in home conditions, but in Asian conditions to be precise. Because in Sri Lanka also, in that ODI series, we pretty much struggled due to and lost the series due to batting against spin, the inability to bat against spin. So that is the main area of concern. I think one of the reasons might be the approach which we are taking right now. That we have to play a bit aggressively, or which people say that intent, the word which is going around, intent right now. So yes, I
Right.
feel कि इंटेंट है, अच्छा है, ठीक है, चलो मानते हैं, बट when the conditions are not there to play with such an intent. You should not play with that intent. Okay. No, but you are getting the point, na? What I'm trying to
Yes.
say. Because India, see, most of the batters, for example, Jurel, Padikal, and Nitish Kumar Reddy also. So they are fresh. They, and So they are fresh out of Ranji, playing Ranji Trophy. So they are in touch of domestic cricket. Like even Sarfaraz for that matter, he's on the Test squad right now. So these batters are used to play spin bowling day in day out when they play domestic in India. That is the Ranji Trophy. So these players know how to play, and players like Virat, Rohit, and for example, also if you take Rahul for that matter. So they haven't played domestic cricket in I think 8 to 10 years. In the past 8 to 10 years, they haven't played domestic Ranji Trophy because they are constantly playing for India. So I think that is also one point कि we might be lacking that क्या बोलते हैं उसको कि spin खेलने नहीं हो रहा है. So that might be one point, and the first point, as I said, कि intent you have to use it when required. You cannot use that intent every time because अभी न्यूजीलैंड के इसमें वही केस था ना कि इंटेंट इंटेंट के चक्कर में यू आर लूजिंग द गेम्स आल्सो यू आर लूजिंग विकेट्स सो स्पिन जब भी हो रहा है तभी आराम से खेलो दैट इज माय पॉइंट इन द स्पिनिंग कंडीशन एज यू मेंशनड क्योंकि इंडियंस आर नेचुरली देयर टू प्ले आई मीन नेचुरल टैलेंट है उनके पास की अपने पास की वी कैन प्ले स्पिन बिकॉज बचपन से अगर सब लोग जो भी क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं अभी इंडियन टीम में सो बचपन से वो स्पिन खेलते आ ही रहे हैं ऐसे नहीं कि सिर्फ पेस खेल रहे हैं या फिर जैसे बोलते हैं पाटा विकेट पे खेल के आ रहे हैं तो दे हैव प्लेड इन एवरी टाइप ऑफ विकेट राइट जो इतना बड़ा बड़ा स्पिन भी हो जाता है 10-10 फुट का स्पिन होता है बॉल कभी कुछ भी होता है ओके सो इंडिया इंडिया में सब तरह के कंडीशन खेल के बड़े हुए हैं सो आई डोंट नो अभी जाके उनको क्या हो रहा है कि दे आर नॉट एबल टू प्ले सो वन ऑफ द रीजन माइट बी कि वही है कि रणजी डोमेस्टिक लैक ऑफ प्लेइंग दैट माइट बी वन ऑफ द रीजंस या फिर ओवर ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस होता रहेगा कि अरे अपन स्पिन तो खेल लेंगे उसमें क्या है
So, do you want to answer the second question?
नो सेकंड क्वेश्चन थोड़ा देखना पड़ेगा बट आई
So, yeah,
थिंक
guys.
वन थिंग आई कैन सी कि अगर जुड़े गिल या रोहित में से कोई एक भी आता है ना कंसिडरिंग इफ शुभमन इज नॉट फिट आई मीन कंसिडरिंग इफ सिनारियो में तो रोहित माइट टेक द प्लेस ऑफ पडिक्कल इन द लाइनअप or and also Jurel might be given another game. But if both of them come, in my opinion, Padikkal and Jurel might be left out of the squad. And with that change, I think KL might have to come in the middle order.
So, let's talk about this in the next video. I have some controversial opinions about this. So we will come prepared for this. We will come with some facts and everything, and talk about this in the another video.
Nikhil is cooking, guys. Nikhil is cooking.
So yeah, that is it for today's video. Do you have anything to add up, Mohit? Or some? Do you want to share some future thought, ideas, what we are going to do and when we are going to do?
No, I think with I just want to comment कि the silencer has been silent once and he will be silenced a couple
Again,
more times at least in this series. अभी उसको पता चलेगा कि इतने बड़े क्राउड के सामने साइलेंस होना कैसा लगता है बट वही है कि वेर एवर यू गो इंडियंस आर ऑलवेज देयर जो शोर मचाएंगे
yes, right.
सो यस दैट्स द ओनली थिंग आई वांटेड टू ऐड
Hope Pat Cummins sees our video.
यस दैट दिस इज फॉर मी
Yes, so yeah, this brings us to the end of this video. Like always, we say at the end of the video, please like, subscribe, and share. Like if you liked anything about this video, share this to your friends who would like to hear us and subscribe because it makes us happy.
इसने तो ये लाल टोपी वाला आदमी आपको आके आई डोंट
So
नो
yeah,
व्हाट
guys,
ही विल
don't
डू
get
बट
distracted.
बट आ तो जाएगा आपके इधर, wherever you are.
Yeah, and wherever you are, ticket निकल को आ जाऊंगा.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as always, take care and keep watching our videos. Thank you, everyone. Bye.